Welcome back to Adventures in Quantitative Data Analysis with ChatGPT. Today, we're just going to do very basic analysis just to get to know our platform. And of course, you don't have to use ChatGPT. There are many other generative AIs that can also do good quantitative data analysis. I'm paying for ChatGPT though, so this is the easiest and best one for me to use. Now, for quantitative analysis, I would go to the data analysis analyst GPT. If you don't know where to find it, go to Explore GPTs, and you should be able to search for data analyst. And it should come right up. And then you can just say, start chat. You will see that there is an option to attach files. Disclaimer, I do have the paid version, the $20 a month version. So of course, I have more options than those of you who are trying to use the free version. But do play around with the free version. There's still a lot of options for you. But for now, let's use my paid version. Remember, you could also just pay for a month and do your data analysis and then pause or delete it or stop the subscription. It's quite easy if you're on Google Play. So let's attach our data set, but let me first show you what the data set looks like. I have a very basic student survey here where we ask them to rate the lectures. So it's questions such as communication was clear, I found attending class beneficial, and as you can see, it's on a typical Likert scale. In this question mapper, I've got the variable names, what the question phrasing is like, the categories, the constructs that the different sets of variables represent, as well as the level of measurement. Now, you could have your codebook or your assessment framework in Excel. At the moment I do, I've got the raw data on one tab. So this is the actual answers. And then on another tab, I've got the question mapper. But you could also have your codebook in a separate file, like in a Word document or in a different Excel file. You can upload more than one Excel file to ChatGPT by zipping the files. But for convenience sake, I've got mine in one Excel at the moment. So we close that Excel file and we go to ChatGPT, upload it from the computer. I just put it on the desktop for ease of use. I took out any identifying information. I'm also not sharing this with the model. So I think it's as safe as it can be. Let's go to the prompts I've designed for us. So the first prompt says, I have cross-sectional survey data attached to your ChatGPT. Please recommend analysis I could do with my data set. The raw data is on tab 1. The codebook is shown on tab 2. So I'm just going to take that prompt and then put that with the uploaded data set and say send. Now it will read my data. I ask it to show me its Python code so that I can see when it makes mistakes, but it hasn't made a mistake in quite a long time. I have to add that as well. But it's good to see what it's doing in the background. And immediately it starts popping up with ideas. So descriptive statistics, frequency distributions, means and standard deviations. These are good suggestions. Factor analysis, also a great suggestion to see if our items hang together. Correlation analysis to identify relationships between our constructs, also a good suggestion. Here's a poor suggestion. It's suggesting regression, linear or logistic. I know this data set well enough to know that the data in it are not strong enough for a proper regression analysis. So this is a suggestion for this specific data set I would discard. If you're not sure which of these suggestions you want to try, then also talk to it. It's called a chatbot. So talk to it, say to it, if I do a regression, will my data meet the assumptions? And then it will go back and forth and you could test those assumptions. It would be good if you have an underlying understanding of quantitative, but even if you don't, then explore it. Try different things, but also think to yourself, does it make sense what I'm doing? It's offering us a lot of options. let's ask it to give us a table and a graph per variable and make the output a Word document. So I often tell it, I want you to make this an Excel file I can download, or I want you to make it a Word document I can download. Tell it what format you want. Then next we tell it, take into consideration whether the items are ordinal or interval and conduct appropriate descriptive analysis. Use category labels in the tables and figures as found in the Excel file. So I'm giving it very specific instructions of what I want the output to look like. And then immediately it starts running. I've already done this before. So I will show you what the output looks like while it's running. And it's really not bad. It's quite nice. It gives us per variable, the categories, the frequency of people, the actual numbers who answered, as well as the percentages. It gives okay looking graphs. You can give it more instructions to get better looking graphs. All in all, a good set of just basic descriptive outputs that would help you evaluate your data quality. So it's still going with that one. Let's get our next prompt ready. The next prompt I would give it is provide me with correlations for the 3 summative scores. I've got 3 total scores in my data set. Include p-values, so the results in tables with a narrative summary of your interpretations and limit decimals to 2 points. I give it such specific instructions because otherwise it gives you all sorts of long, it uses like 10 decimals and then things don't look good. So this is what the output looks like when I download the Word document. It would take a bit of time to run it now. But this is what it looks like. It's quite nice. So it's correlating the first variable with the second one. It has the correlation coefficient as well as the p-value, whether it's significant or not. So a nice neat table, and it's got a nice summary and interpretation here as well. For example, it says variable 1, lecture evaluation mean and extra learning activities show a correlation of moderate magnitude. A p-value below 0.05 suggests this relationship is statistically significant. Not suggest if you're using 0.05, it is statistically significant, but good interpretation of the values. A very good start, giving you a lot of useful data. So that is our good friend ChatGPT. Of course, you can do a lot more than just descriptives and correlation. I'm just giving you a taste so you know how to upload your data and the sort of prompts that you can provide. That's all for today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, wherever you might be right now, and happy analysis for future.